Um, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I just want to make a quick update. Now in the social media between Chairman Yanks Darboe and Uncle Brother Madi Jobarteh regarding Yanks' speech in Farado. Basically, I know one thing. What Nyandaka Kukulina understand, Madi Jobarteh is an activist. Yanks Darboe is a politician. Their languages will always differ. But I understand Madi 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, I believe the same cause is what Yanks is doing. Kajako, we have a very corrupt government, and then that government basically, people have rights to interpret. Rights to interpret it anyhow you want to see it. But I believe maybe Madi actually did not understand what Yanks means, but God knows, he knows what actually it means. But Yanks if I understand what exactly it means, be NPP la, and they are the established government already. They are going to win the election. In fact, the recent statement from the president, they are going to have almost about 75% of the vote. So Jumalo for president. How did he come to know that? And when we all know IEC, just recently the president has just appointed a new chairman of the IEC. So if the president did that and Amuta Kolangako, they are going to have 75% of the vote, the total vote of this country. Who knows the rationale behind that? So basically, Yanks statement, it doesn't mean about violence, but Yanks statement be main focus. Basically, NPP recently like they are trying to put fear into people. So Yanks coming from Mole, you have to look at where they are most started. I remember we have to come out and vote. So you understand? So it's like he's encouraging people to come out and vote. And voting is a democratic process. Is a democratic process. Molecular democracy, the people's power, molecular symbol, by voting for somebody, they want the person to be in the presidency. So basically, that is where it starts. So but now it's not just going to be Nakatao fight. You understand that? That is exactly Aladiamonim. If you look at where it started, Adiamo start Damento and Adiamonim Bandamento. Willem Yintuko, Bekatao File, and Nakatao File, Ghana Sidro Nambulura Nyokam. Like overconfidence. It's trying to tell people, let us not just have overconfidence. Nina Katao File, Men Nakatao, we have to defend Nakatao. So defending Nakatao, it has a lot of means, right? We make sure go Nakatao and Sunya. So Nina Katao File, and we all know the Nakatao File very well. The next step, maybe we have to come out, you understand, and celebrate our victory, because we are Nina win. So now one will start what actually it means about that. For example, in 2021, right? What happened? After how many hours? Resource after how many hours? The results were not out. When we know that already we vote, and when we know that obviously people voted for United Democratic Party massively. People voted for United Democratic Party massively. So, but at the end of it, what happened? Everybody was seated, mobile seated, mobile IEC seated for what they came out, resource. So now, Yanks is trying to put confidence into people. Like a confidence put into people, and putting confidence into people, it feels like, this is one of the way we have to put confidence into the people. New winter, the next step we have to go to State House. We have to go to State House. State House. So basically, Neo statement very well. Obviously, if I understand the context he is talking about, he's not here coming no. But Nakatao fight, let's make sure Nakatao fight. Nakatao fight massively. and now long on na katra now win after counting because men kada olo nyum biya no sport counting them. So when counting kada already we counted our vote already. Now long the number of votes na mentioned in every polling station. Na katra following that Natalie we know very well control the winter. What should we wait? We have to come out and celebrate. We have to come out in large numbers and celebrate. So because mo be ala loko, it doesn't mean come and kafoko nin katro fere da min eka president samba wo eka president kala state house. Mo be olo no buka ke that's not possible. Nin katro feta mo buka is almost how many days le beje pour mo president of the state house so sometimes I mean come and call for the interpretation of Fenet me ala loko more moranding. So this is why for me personally I mean I'm not going to blame Madi on his statement or on his understanding about the statement. My only problem with Madi's statement is calling the government to arrest. You understand? I mean, an elected official. Me alonko ala diamoning into a political platform. You understand? Ala diamoning into a political platform. That is my only context here. Madi calling on people on the police, the IGP to arrest. An elected chairman. Me alonko, basically ala diamoning ayake in a political platform. And kumakawa memfo. You understand? I mean, the context of Kumakawanying, I mean, everybody mobeya understand that it doesn't mean we have to create violence. It doesn't mean nyata katala ka keloke. You understand? In fact, when Yanks was even giving that statement, you can see he was kind of doing it jovially at some point. He was not emphasizing it at that point. Amantara ka overemphasized for him. That is one of the points also one need to understand. But like I said, I mean, Madi, have his own views because he's an activist and basically an activist, someone may alonko, he want to criticize both sides, you understand? And then that is his right until I believe Muwalti. I mean, you can criticize both sides, you can condemn the message, but like calling for the IGP, to arrest an opposition, personnel, I think that is one of the points may along. I might not agree with Madi on that aspect, but condemning whatever statement at Ayako, look, that is his understanding about the statement and understanding them statement on at la faham ro statement on ti wala nyama. So that context ni mari nyanda ka wala understand. We are dealing nim masakunda lebe deal ka masakunda me ya lonko they are ready. Masakunda me ya lonko ibe fiala put ka into people ibe mol silandi kan. Every day ni findi de ka mol silandi le. Ibe police ol silandi kan. Mbe ya kala mtajana not just so long. I mean, one of their key figure, Gambia police will tabe Silandi Kanjang. Among Melanjang, one of their key figure, abe funding Kyo Silandi Kanjang. Among Melan, the president of Mojang, what the statement abe memfokang against citizen or Nimbango Kanjang. So basically, the statements coming from an established structure, the president and his NPP, all the time, message mengabobo, these are message of fear. Ika sila women dundi adaba don son no mokono. Ika sila women dundi katre faila son no mokono. So basically, one must come and give a counter statement against Ilawo to put purka ka denkenya dundi molto, ka bamao dundi molto, ka wakilo dundi molto. That is exactly what Yanks is trying to do here. Ka wakilo dundi molto. Anna katra fai. Because one thing nebeje. Ika mem put molto wala nyundi ko ha anna katra fai fong nyulbe katra sunyala. I mean, we understand sometimes an opposition always keep this winner. But Nyagibe NPP is not only talking about winner. But what was the last statement of the president? Winner 75%. 75%. 75% of vote in any country in Bangkok, that is complete dictatorship. Dictatorship lady. So that is MPP Masakunda or MPP Lanyaton Kolo. If fairmen do become molto, this is why somebody have to come and condemn them. Somebody have to come and put courage into the people. For more finti, you wakilo dundi molto. That is very important. You wakilo dundi molto. Yanks, I don't think Yanks statement actually means he want to create violence or after like a violence create. No, that is not what he is creating. And Yanks let me tell you something. It's like 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 election or 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 election. What happened? Before IEC announcement, we were out in the street to celebrate. Because we already know we have done our tabulation and we know that the results we have already. We were out in the street and celebrating. So what actually Yanks is doing, Madi the activist and Yanks the politician. So Yanks, political statements and then Madi activist statement, completely, these are completely different things. So this is why Madi, I mean, I meant for that's fine. I mean, you know, that is his own observation. He might not agree with others, like I said, you know, because I mean, mo jama joloko youngsters said among taraka fitno wulindi wala jero kada menti wala you got I've been following the comments my comments all follow kan no jamala miro ka mentani wala nyugo youngsters said taraka violence for abe même for ka wala nyugo is trying to put courage into the people. That is what mojama ba la commentator even you go to Mali for la post nito mojama ba benu wala fokang ko youngsters statement in amantara violence put into the people abe menke kan to wala nyugo is trying to put courage into the people. That is mojama ba in the comment section. Mojama ba in the comment section jam in Mali for la post that is exactly what you know ebenu wala fokang. That is exactly what they were trying to say. So Yanks is not actually imposing coming go be fitno la no. He's not talking about that. Yanks mantra fitna kuma fokanjang. I mean, I wish you go and listen to ala diamoni. I know diamoni niya la mo be fansu miro sodra. Mo be fansu kuma kauna sodra ye. Mo be own understanding sodra ye. But one thing I know very well wala need to go because what I have to do before I even come live I New Yanks diamoni. And the context I put down, it has made it categorically clear to me. You understand? So Madi also, I mean, like I said, is someone Meya Lonko. I mean, he always speaks his mind. I mean, on issues at some point. But I mean, you know, an activist Meya Lonko, he always speaks about, I mean, government issues. So he will also like whatever men are on the opposition side also idea fanana so that people can see it go is kind of balanced in his criticism. I mean, which is completely fair, but sometimes you know you have to actually check criticism. Actually, for your check, you need to make a lot of verification before coming up. And again, like I said, Madi's stand movement is to fight against the corrupt government, is to fight against an incompetent government. And I believe that is the stand of the opposition also. Opposition for a long time movement will need to go. Katapelaya ni nakarota kabay banko kanja. Opposition for a bail stand wealthy banko kanja. So I think. I mean, this is the two sides. You know, I mean, Yanks doesn't mean violence, and I know Madi also. It was his own understanding about youngsters statement. But what I can say very well, all of you to go, you know, masakunda album masakunda me ya lonko. Ibe mol silandi kan lulum. Ibe opposition silandi kan. Ika mentani mol all of you. It's like they are trying to tell people go already to the election or win, and which is not true. They're trying to show people go already to the election of fraud, which is actually not true. I believe Gambian call to sonna wala. Gambian call na tau ala wala jam kotangi. Ka foko ibe the election or sunyala. So what Yanks is trying to put to people wala nyundu ko nkana silang let's come out in large numbers. Na finti jama na karao fai. Anu ni finta jama na karao fai. Basically, we should believe ko ninja mai karao fai me umari lebe ganyela. So it's trying to put courage into the people. Abe mole encourage kam. Puruna finti na karao fai in large numbers. Anu na karao fai in large numbers. Na make sure na karao nyim kanta. Na karao nyim kanta. New winter, we have to make sure we celebrate our victory. We have to make sure we secure our victory. That is what Yanks is trying to emphasize very well here. Because ni masakunda venyola, masakunda me ya lonko. All the time kanyina ko. Parce que mora ko la ko police ol bat lebul, sojarol bat lebul, IEC bat lebul. So all these things are with the president. So the opposition nyanta ka men ko lo nyinto ko how to put courage into the people. Ibe mol wakil la no nyaadile, ibe mol bamband la no nyaadile. Iba jelo ko mol français wakil, mol français sawari pour ya jeko to na ni na katro fay opposition wa nyama anu sita na katro yunta na defend. Believe in me, I sit in a katro sunya, Morrison and a katro sunya, and that statement or that comment, we have to show it out. We for now IEC makes so IEC understand ko Gambian call mantra sinola, and Gambian call will protect every single vote. Ye memfa about particularly Kajako, nobody is going to steal the election here, coming the way it happened in 2021. But that doesn't mean ko we are going to create violence, and that doesn't mean ko Yanks coming following ko we have to create violence to defend our vote. That is not actually it means. What it means, we have to come out in large numbers na katrao fai. And if in large numbers na katrao fai, we have to make sure we defend our vote. Na katrao na defend, because that is something me along is very important. Nim na katrao fai, me da si sokono na mafia bule na katrao ya dun yokono. Mendiate resource mendiate be fintla kaolofo like Baroka Yimemvo. Ko he is going to have 75% of the vote. Benyaje Baroka ni rally men na makari. You mul bono all the way from Casamas. ye mol bon nan kasmas le ye samana makat ye wala fandi makat kasmas in coal ye frena la fandi makat kasmas in coal. So we have all seen the kind of message me ya lonko wala kabo the ruling government bulu wala kabo an established government bulu. So what should the oppositions do? The opposition also need to do a form of gasta. It has to be a form of gasta. Any strategy nada, we push back to them. Any strategy nada, we push back to them. It's not going to just be, an easy game like that. So I believe, like I said, man najam to blame Yanks or man najam to blame Madi. But what I'm trying to say here is, understand my understanding from both sides. This is exactly what is there. Madi and Yanks are brothers. And I believe they are brothers. So sometimes some of the issues, we can discuss it. Duma, but some of the issues once you can go out and say it. But this is my take, and Almatonya Sabatila. Those people may they trying to take chance or credit in that is there also, right? But one thing we believe is democracy is something we believe and that the same democracy that democratic process Yanks we have to come out in large numbers na katrofai. I believe this is what exactly Yanks is saying. So Allah baraka baki, thank you so much. Dia mola man dia if I nina afo ku this mean ko nina afo ku that is that is my weakness. Nima afo ku that's all. Allah baraka baki. Thank you so much. Allah baraka.